My name is Fran, and I'm the co-chair of the committee to save the Glimmer Glass Bridge. The Glimmer Glass Bridge was built 133 years ago, and the drawbridge, which features technology which originated in 19th century France, was added 80 years ago. The Glimmer Glass Bridge is the only one of its type in the world today. This is a map of Manasquan Borough with all the narrow streets marked in red. Some have expressed a concern regarding the passable width of 20 feet that exists at the drawbridge section. Actually, 76% of Manasquan's 99 streets have less or the same passable width of the Glimmer Glass Bridge, 20 feet or less. The bridge is not narrow. It's the normal width of roads in Manasquan. The three bridges serve 0.9 miles of the beachfront, and Manasquan's 2 fire stations and the first aid station are in line with the Main Street Bridge and the Ocean Avenue Bridge. They don't go out of the way to get on the Glimmer Glass Bridge. This is a photo of 2 of the largest SUVs built in the United States. The bridge has been a safe conduit over the Glimmer Glass for 133 years. The NJDOT reports there have been no accidents on the Glimmer Glass Bridge. Over 150 historic two-way bridges, 20 feet wide or less, exist in New Jersey today, and 16 of them are in Monmouth County. 7 of them have an average daily traffic up to 23,000 cars per day, far more than the Glimmer Glass Bridge, which has 2,000 cars a day, except during a weekend in the summer when it's 6,000. The Glimmer Glass Bridge is Manasquan's last remaining treasure. Not only is it on the New Jersey and National Registers of Historic Places, it is the only bridge of its type left in the world today, and it is ours. The Glimmer Glass Bridge is celebrated. It is celebrated in our 2009 calendar. It's celebrated in our 2011 calendar. It was celebrated in the booklet celebrating the 125th anniversary of Manasquan. Thousands celebrated with the Glimmer Glass Bridge puzzle. Celebrated with Glimmer Glass Bridge postcards, with the Glimmer Glass Bridge cup. The Historic Bridge Foundation in Austin, Texas, celebrated it in its first newsletter, which went nationwide, Glimmer Glass Bridge. And this wonderful book, celebrating the Glimmer Glass Bridge, is the fastest selling book at the successful independent bookstore on Main Street, Booktown. So far, 2,350 people have signed a petition to save the Glimmer Glass Bridge. These people are mostly from Manasquan and Brielle. However, folks from 20 different states want to save it. From Arizona, California, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Maine, Maryland, New York, New Mexico, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, and Hawaii. They all want to save this bridge. Why are we bothering to save any historic sites at all? What the heck? Let's just build a new bridge. We can do it. Well, we can do it, but should we? Should we reject all common sense and get rid of a treasure that is in our own backyard, the only bridge of its type left in the world? They haven't torn down the Colosseum in Rome, nor did they take down the Eiffel Tower after the 1889 World Trade. And when the Leaning Tower of Pisa needed to be repaired, they didn't straighten it out and put an elevator in. They fixed it. These are their treasures. So let's not lose this incredible historic treasure that is right here in Manasquan. Squan Village Historical Society and Union Landing Historical Society have both passed resolutions to save and repair the Glimmer Glass Bridge. Join them and us and support saving and repairing the Glimmer Glass Bridge.
My name is Jack Drew. I'm a retired professional engineer and member of the committee to save the Glimmer Glass Bridge. 2 weeks ago, this picture appeared on the cover of the CoStar. It shows 30 people standing on the sidewalk of the bridge, holding signs that say, "This bridge matters." 1 week ago, letters appeared in the CoStar letters to the editor section from 2 people opposing saving the bridge. Their letters revealed the extent to which misinformation has accumulated about this project over the 8 or 9 years that it has been stretched out. Our hope today is to set the facts straight. The committee has always advocated for complete repair of the bridge. Doing so will give the bridge a new long life. The repaired bridge will meet all the needs and goals that anyone would have of this bridge or any bridge. For example, once repaired, the bridge will go up and down just as fast as it would in any new bridge. So the question of waiting time and air pollution will not be an issue. The repaired bridge will meet all the necessary requirements for emergency vehicles. The bridge will continue to be wide enough for any 2 cars to pass, and the traffic calming effect of the narrow section of the bridge will continue to allow pedestrians and bicyclists safe crossing without encountering the danger that a wider bridge with higher speeds will encourage. We know that the bridge has never had a car crash or a pedestrian accident. We wouldn't want to do anything or make any mistake that would jeopardize that fine reputation. Some have said that it's not feasible to repair the bridge. That is not the case. In 2012, the George Harms Company, builders of the big Garden State Parkway bridges, did a major repair of a section of the bridge that was damaged by an overweight vehicle. Their work restored about 30% of the bridge. The plans of the repaired bridge were studied by one of the nation's top timber bridge engineering companies, Childs Engineering of Massachusetts. Their report made it clear that the completion of the repairs of the bridge is perfectly feasible. Their report was not just a cursory one. It detailed all the steps that need to be taken point by point to do the complete repair. Their report also included a detailed cost estimate. That cost will be $10 million. Compare that with the cost of a new bridge, which will be $20 to $30 million. On top of that, the repair work can be done in short periods during the off-season, thus minimizing traffic interruptions. On the other hand, a new bridge will require complete closure of the crossing for at least 3 years. Federal law requires that historic bridges must be saved if it is feasible and prudent to do so. We have shown that it is indeed feasible and prudent to repair the bridge, and in fact, that is the safest course of action. We can avoid the inconvenience of building a new bridge and the waste of taxpayer dollars that would entail. Instead, if we're smart wise and thoughtful, we can save this beautiful, charming, historic icon, unique now in the world for us here in Manasquan and Brielle.
Thank you.
I remember you pointed out about all the measurements we did of the streets in Manasquan. What about that?
Well, a couple of years ago, you and I and my sister Mary measured all the streets in Manasquan. And in order to learn how to do that, we spoke to the county engineer, Joe Atour, who told us how to measure the passable width. So we did. We measured all 99 streets. And then we sent the list of all the streets that we measured, every street in town, and the measurement to the county engineer, and he checked and that was correct. So that map that I held up of Manasquan, where all the streets that had a passable width the same or less than the Glimmer Glass Bridge were all marked in red. And that was 76% of the streets in Manasquan.
I remember
Narrow.
that you reported that someone in Washington had said about the traffic calming effect.
Yes, Mary Ann Neighbor of the Federal Highway Authority in Washington, D.C. said that the 20-foot width of the drawbridge is a traffic calming device. And what that means is that people have to slow down where there's a traffic calming device, and it works. And many engineers in the state of New Jersey have started to narrow roads for that reason, to make them safer, like the one in Avon. The streets in Avon were narrowed to make it safer, and in many other towns.
It used to be that engineers had the policy that wider, straighter, faster is better. But that policy proved to be somewhat mistaken. They found over the years that it caused pedestrians to be accidents to pedestrians. And now it's becoming more and more reasonable to narrow roads to slow the traffic. In fact, one federal study that I found showed that there's a big problem where fast, wide streets enter a small village. They need to slow the traffic down. But they found that painted lines, bicycle painted ways do not work. People drive over them. The only way to slow the traffic down entering the village is to narrow the road, and that's what they're doing a lot of places.
I think that you also found that same information from the Rutgers Transportation Institute.
Well, yeah, they did studies of that which showed, as I said, that if traffic speeds up, it definitely exponentially increases the hazard to pedestrians. So we need to avoid doing anything like that at our bridge.
Yes, and as I mentioned, it's the NJDOT that reported that there have been no accidents on that bridge ever since it's been built. And that's from the New Jersey Department of Transportation. I think the major thing is that it's taken us a while, and other members of our committee, to look up actual facts about the bridge and actual facts about what can be done. And it's very important to base your opinion on facts, not on hearsay or misinformation. Too many things go wrong when you do that.
Well, maybe if we've been successful, we'll have corrected some of that here today.
Perhaps so.